professionally trained photographer specializing in children. When parents have a photo shoot with me and I show them their beautiful images, they want to know where is the best place to get them printed. You don't want to spend all that time and money on a beautiful photo shoot and all these beautiful images only to have the quality of the photos let you down. So I'm going to compare getting them printed from 3 different places. So either getting them done on the high street, online, or going to a professional lab. Now, when I talk about professional lab, this is one that a professional photographer like myself would use. I have one that I use up in Scotland. Now, only professional photographers can use them, so you can expect that the quality is going to be really high. But does it matter whether you go through a professional lab or whether you just do it online or on the high street? Well, I'm going to find out right now. So I've got 3 images here that I got printed off, and it was exciting when they arrived in the post and I was able to open them. All right, now let's compare the photos. Let's compare these prints. So the first thing I want to look at is the quality of the paper. How good is it? Is it going to be durable and long lasting? So one thing I do to compare them is to close my eyes and just look at the thickness. Let's compare them. This one. A. So A is the thicker print, and I feel like it's thicker, and I could just sense that it was going to be a bit more durable, probably because obviously it's a thicker print. The second thing to look at is the color balance. This is really important because if you're photographing people, particularly for me, when I photograph a lot of children, I want to make sure that the children's faces look a natural tone and a natural color. Okay, so if I now take a look at the prints for their color tone, some of the prints, what happens is that everything is printed out fine with regards to color, but their skin tone itself, the skin itself looks a little bit orange, and it's not ideal in terms of the color that you'd want. These two have a bit, this one is a little bit less of a color tone. So B is quite orangey. C has a little bit less of a color tone that shouldn't be there, so it's a little bit less orange. And A, this is a slightly different picture from the same series, but this one, the color tone is perfect. So that one is, surprise, surprise, it's A again. The color tone is perfect. It looks like a natural skin tone. The third thing I look at is the exposure. So this means, is the picture too bright, too dark? Is it exposed properly? Now, normally when I send photos off, I don't really have this issue because the photos are done. I've exposed them properly before I send them to the printer. But if you go and take a picture and it's maybe a little bit too dark or a little bit too light, the lab itself can correct it for you. But I don't usually have that issue. Now let's compare these 3. In terms of the exposure, that one's fine. This one looks fine as well. And this one looks fine as well. So I would say all 3 of them are pretty good when it comes to exposure. So overall, I would say that my favorite is A. So that's that print. The next one I would say is C. Because I feel like the color correction of this one is a little bit better than B. So I'd say that one is probably my least favorite. And if I just give me a second, I will go check which is which. Oh, okay. All right. So I did know which one this one was going to be, A, because I could tell from the thickness that it was a bit better. So A is from my professional lab. The second winner here is C, and that was actually done online. So that's a surprising thing. And B is the one that was done on the high street. I was surprised. I thought B would be better than C, but actually the high street came in last for me. But the overall takeaway message for me is that if you spent a lot of time and money, obviously, on a professional photo shoot, and you're going to want them printed to, a fair size, and you want to have them up and cherished for a long time, my recommendation would be to go for a professional lab through a photographer who can sort it out for you. But if you're just having nice photos and you're not too worried, maybe, something nice, cheap and cheerful, you are totally fine to go for the high street or online. My preference from this one test is to go online, but I think they're pretty comparable. So that's really my verdict here. If you have professional photos, you want them, get them done printed well, go with your photographer. But if you're just wanting something cheap and cheerful, nice and sweet, just something small to put up, no problem at all going on the high street or online. So I hope you have found that useful, and now you know where to get your photos printed.